Bo Shiggle is here with A-Rat. We are going to talk about the 20 most mind-blowing facts about the Flash that you probably didn't know. 1. He has a secret brother. Reasons? When a drunken doctor botched the delivery of the child from the wealthy Thwan family, he stole one of Nora Allen's twins and told her that her baby was a stillborn. In actual fact, he switched the children, and the Flash's brother didn't learn of his true parentage until years later. Filled with jealousy over a loving family Barry had grown up with, compared to his abuse he suffered, Malcolm became cobalt blue and set out to rob his brother of his speeding abilities. When the villain started a campaign to wipe out his descendants, a feud was born between Allen and Thwan family, which would last for centuries. There you go.
Number 19.
He has killed.
Not many heroes kill, and in the case of Barry Allen, it was thought to be an accident. Either way, this was a significant moment in the character's history. After the Reverse Flash murdered Iris West in a fit of jealousy, the Flash's life fell apart. He would later meet someone else but the villain returned again to kill Barry's bride on their wedding day. This time the Flash was prepared, however, but in the process of stopping his greatest foe, he snapped his neck. Despite everything the Reverse Flash had done, Barry was left shaken up by this incident, and this was a dark time in the Scarlet Speedster's history.
Number 18. If his TV show failed, Barry Allen would have joined Arrow. When Barry Allen was introduced in the 2-part episode of Arrow, the plan was to bring him back later that same season as The Flash for a backdoor pilot, leading to him starting his own series. Those plans were scrapped, however, and it was indeed decided that he would receive an actual pilot episode. The network was clearly confident about the chances of Flash's success, but had it not broken ratings records for the CW, that would have been the last viewers would have seen of that character. According to those involved with both shows, The Flash would have become a recurring star in Arrow, changing that series a lot.
A lot. Number 17. He died. Letting his nephew Wally West take over the mantle of the Flash, it appeared as if Barry Allen had finally found peace with the love of his life, Iris West. However, he was soon dragged into the crisis of infinite Earths, and it was this which would lead to his death. Creating a speed vortex to stop the Anti-Monitor's plan to destroy the Earth with an antimatter cannon, that power proved to be too much for Barry's body, and he appeared to disintegrate. Weirdly, Barry's death transformed him into a lightning bolt, which gave him his powers in the first place, but returned from the Speed Force over 2 decades later. Cool.
It's pretty badass.
Heroes never die.
Psychics cannot read the Flash's mind. It's not just the Flash's body which moves extremely fast. His mind is also capable of easily outpacing a regular person's. This helps him to figure out the best possible plan of attack as he races into battle. But also as an unusual side effect which proves the Scarlet Speedster with a very unique ability. One of the Flash's greatest foes is Gorilla Grodd, an intelligent gorilla with the powers to control minds. He can't take over Barry Allen, however, as his mind simply runs too fast to be controlled, or read, giving the hero a distinct advantage. This makes him unique in the Justice League, especially when the likes of Batman and Superman are easily swayed.
Number 15. He beat Quicksilver in a race. During the rare crossovers between Marvel and DC Comics, the Flash and Quicksilver have often raced to see who's faster. The Flash lost in the Marvel Universe because he was cut off from the Speed Force, but when it comes down to it, he is indeed the faster of the two. While Quicksilver is incredibly fast, he tends to max out around 4 to 5 times the speed of sound. The Flash, on the other hand, can reach the speed of light and even break through time. So he has the clear advantage. Barry's access to the Speed Force is a real game changer. And this is one Marvel vs. DC Comics battle, which does have a very clear victor.
The Flash is a badass. DC Comics have changed Wally West's race, which is sad because he's not an African American. He's white. They changed him to black. One of the downsides of DC Comics' 2011 reboot was the fact that Wally West and his many adventures as the Flash were wiped from existence. He has since been reintroduced as a youngster, however, though some of the changes have made him may have upset many long-term fans. For example, Wally is now biracial. He's African American on his mother's side, and has a very different look in terms of his costume too. Those who had been demanding that the character be brought back did get him, but a drastically altered version. Drastically.
Yeah, I agree. I was just saying.
It's still too early to say whether or not these changes are for the best, but he is at least around again.
Mm-hmm. I reading this one?
Yeah.
Number 13. Barry Allen wasn't the first Flash. Before Barry Allen entered the scene, the Flash was introduced as Jay Garrick, a college student who inhaled gases from hard water experiments and became a living embodiment of the speed god Mercury as a result. Cool. Introduced in 1940, he was the first Flash to ever get running, but would be replaced by Barry Allen a little over a decade later, shown to be a member of the Justice Society of America. Jay returned to DC Universe with an aged appeared as a mentor of sorts to the Flash and his family. It was revealed that he had lived on a parallel Earth, Earth 2, technically making Barry the actual DC Universe's first Flash.
The Flash started the Silver Age of comics. One of the reasons DC Comics found it necessary to reboot their comics in 2011 was because of how confusing and convoluted the DC Universe had become. This was in part down to constant relaunches used to freshen up their characters. And the Flash was the first example of this. In a bid to modernize their heroes in the late 50s, the Flash received a new look and more youthful lead character. And a number of others would soon also get a makeover, Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern, for example. This 1956 relaunch ushered in what would become known as the Silver Age of comics, all thanks to Barry Allen.
Number 11. He went on trial for murder. Following the death of the Reverse Flash, Barry Allen was placed on trial for his murder. This was a high-profile and thoroughly engaging story at the time, which culminated with the hero being found guilty. The villain was revealed to still be alive in a very convoluted plot twist, though, and the Flash was able to eventually clear his name. Things took an even weirder turn when Barry discovered that Iris's spirit had been drawn to the 30th century and given a new body. He ended up marrying this reincarnated version of his fiancée, and the two lived happily together in the future until the events of Crisis on Infinite Earth.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
That is all we have for today. We will continue with the next 10 in the next episode. Bye!
Bye!